Hey everyone, welcome to your daily reading for Monday. This is for January 14th. Um, Interesting read so far. So, as always, pulled our rune for today. So, we got Awaz. We did get it blank side up, which is kind of like the negative aspect or like the reverse, if we're using like tarot knowledge. So, Awaz is the rune of the horse, which was um, symbolic of trust, especially the horses that carried, the Viking riders into battle. There was this strong bond between horse and rider. In the negative aspect of this particular rune, it can talk about a lot of things. It can talk about having someone making decisions for yourself or for a situation that maybe isn't as capable, almost like you're handing over control to someone who probably isn't super capable about it. I feel like a big part, especially for us, it has to do with restlessness, like constantly moving. It could be like from job to job. It could be moving place to place, fidgety energy, just like restlessness, which I think is a big part of it. And I say that that's a big part of it because of some of the aspects we have going on today, which actually are good aspects. I honestly I don't think it's a bad thing, but it may it may be the source of some of this restlessness if this resonates with you. So we do have Mercury making I believe it's a sextile to Neptune, which is nice. When you have a sextile, these energies are supporting each other. So you have idealistic, dreamy, fantastical Neptune influencing Mercury, which is kind of power of the mind, communication, writing, reading, all these kind of things. So to me, that tells me our thoughts today are really shifting to whatever our ideal fantasy looks like. Whatever the dream image is for us, that's going to come really easy to us. And honestly, we're probably going to be getting into a lot of conversations about what would success look like, what would the perfect job look like, perfect house, partner, all these things. I think we're going to start talking a lot about that with at least our inner circle. You're not going to walk up to every stranger and do it, but I don't know, you might, who knows. But then we also have an aspect with, I want to say it was Uranus. I just make sure. Yes, Uranus. I had to double check. So Moon is making nope. I was going to say a sextile. That's the other one. Will be in conjunction with Uranus. So essentially, those energies are like right on top of each other. They're lined up perfectly. That can definitely mean Uranus again is our like rebel planet trying to make all these moves, tear down barriers. So some like mood swings could totally be in order. Some shit like rapid sudden shifts in your mood and some impulses definitely could be happening for you today. Maybe some sudden impulses, which is where I think that restlessness is coming from. Um, our thoughts are really going to be about creating this idealistic life, and then Uranus is going to be hitting us right in the feels because it's in conjunction with our moon, and kind of pushing us to like, let's go change some setup, let's go do something different. Oh, you don't like it here? Okay, let's go over there. That looks so much better. That's more in line with what we want. So I feel this like restlessness can kind of be coming in today. Not a bad thing, honestly. That could totally be a push to get us into a certain place. So I think a positive energy, even though this is like a negatively aspected rune, I just feel it's the restlessness. It's just that need, that itch to find a new place, to find a new home, to find a new job. Like I feel that's really where those energies are kind of meeting. All right. So I didn't really know what oracle deck to choose. I'm gonna get these guys out of the way. So I ended up going with the Journey of Love cards, which I love for the art. Oh, we got 3 right out the gate. I love it. Oh, surprise! We got 4. I honestly I didn't really have a reason. Like normally I only really use these cards when I'm talking about relationships. So I was kind of stunned when I pulled them, but I kind of sat in front of my decks and I was like, no, I don't want to do that one. What else do we got? And I just kept coming back to it. So I'm embracing it. We're using it. It may be because I did start filming the love readings for January. 3 of them I'm uploading with this video, so I'll have who's up right now. It'll be Cap, Aquas, and Pisces will be up, and then I'll continue filming tomorrow and over the next few days. Hopefully they should be up completely or all up shortly. But maybe it's because of that I wanted to pull the Journey of Love cards. So, what do we get? We got Heart of the Moment. Heart of the Moment. And I will read a little bit of these from the book so we have a clear picture. Riding, thought I read that wrong. Riding the Cosmic Wave. For some reason, the fact that this is number 10, no, it's 16. Oh, my eyes. I was totally getting number 10 off of that. But no, it's 16. I take it back. Who knows? It may still link up to completion. We've got Riding the Cosmic Wave. Definitely giving me flow energies. 50, The Cloak. And then we have 70, Heaven. Heaven. Okay, sorry. Got a little excited there. Oh, I left the book over here. We'll go in order. I don't necessarily think this is a narrative. Like, a lot of times when I pull the oracles, it's kind of like they weave a little story together. I kind of feel like these are separate paths. And it may be this Uranus energy. We're all trying to, like, change it up. So we may be changing it in different directions, you know, as I speak to the collective. Because these feel kind of disjointed. They feel kind of all over the place. So I think you'll line up with at least one of them. But I don't think anyone's going to get all of them. These feel like very different stories. And even the color, like you have a red, you have a purple, there's a yellow, there's a blue, like they just feel like separate narratives. Alright, Heart of the Moment. You are entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one. Okay, so even though it's 16, there's definitely some elements of number 10 in here with that completing energy. But even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself? Ooh, that's some heavy stuff. But like that, for some reason I was totally seeing 10 looking at this number. But it makes total sense. I feel like there's going to be one sect of you that's really... I almost feel like, not so much the future and the present colliding, but I almost feel like it's you fully arriving in the present. Like, I almost see it, like, you could be in a situation where you're being nostalgic and looking back at the past and maybe interacting based off of, like, old ideas or, you know, the vision or nostalgic image you have of a situation. Or you could have been dreaming of the potential and living so far ahead, not seeing what actually is playing out. You're just looking at the potential. I feel like for the people this resonates to, you actually meet yourself in the present and really get to see something for what it is. Whether this is a relationship, whether this is work, whether this is just, you know, a platonic situation, who knows, family situation. But I think you arrive at this moment where you really truly see it for what it is. And it shifts your view of it, because you can see it for it. You're not clouded by this fantasy anymore. Oh, excuse me if you hear a few little sniffles here and there. And pull up Cosmic Wave. Here we go. Riding the Cosmic Wave. You can be carried further by the cosmic wave than your own efforts. Where you are going cannot be attained by effort. The effort, the discipline, prepares us for the leap. But after the leap, we are no longer sustained by our efforts, but by forces greater than us, the forces of love itself. You are stepping towards the edge, preparing to leap, and let the cosmic wave of love carry you forward. You shall be moved through grace into a new world awaiting you. Alright. Honestly, to me, this is divine trust. This is, and I feel like it's the knowing that the time to work hard has passed. Like you've done the work. Now you're allowing. It's it's like the Seven of Pentacles. Like you've done the work, now you're just waiting for the harvest. Like that's what I get off of this card. Like you've made the leap, the decision has been made, but now you're like on the surfboard on the wave. Like you've already caught the wave. There's nothing left to do. Now you just have to ride it out. So it's divine trust. You're trusting in the path. You're trusting where the divine is taking you. You know, stop trying to let go of the control and stop trying to force it. Is essentially, if I were to wrap that up with a pretty little bow, that would be my summary. Stop trying to control the wave. If you're a surfer out there, you can totally relate. You can't tell the wave where to go. Like you catch it and then you just follow. That's what I'm getting. All right, cloak. Around you there's a cloak of your own creation. Perhaps it has served you for a time as an invisible form of protection, as a way to claim needed solitude, as a way to retreat inside to find what you truly feel, what you truly need, to find yourself after being lost in an ocean of thought and emotion, and not always your own. That was a very long sentence. Yet the time is fast approaching when you will no longer require that cloak. You have attained an integration within, a knowledge of self that makes it possible for you to connect with the world, with others, in a way that does not leave you lost and struggling to find yourself. You've learned how to hold yourself, and hold another too. You don't have to push the world away. You can invite it in and play. Wonderful. I think that paragraph really sums it up. I think a lot of us, and actually, oh, now I can't remember who it was. I know one of the readings, I almost want to say it was Pisces, but I'm not 100%. One of the readings, like there's a very big theme of this, how they're shifting old perceptions and releasing. And it's not that it was a bad thing. It was a behavior, a trait that you picked up when you were younger as a form of self-preservation, but you've outgrown it. Now it's time to shift and release, because now that barrier, that wall you've built up is now, first it was protection, now it's a block. Now it's keeping you from moving forward. I feel like this card, the cloak, is all about shedding it and freeing yourself up, because you're like barricaded in, protecting yourself from an issue that's not present anymore. Like even if you look at like this person's wearing this warm cloak, but you can see they're like on the shore. It's like the sun is rising. It's a nice warm day. It's clear. There's no threat anywhere, yet he's so bundled up and guarded. But there isn't a single threat around. It's a beautiful image. I almost want to say, like, even if you look right above him, it's almost like there's a dark cloud. But I almost want to say that's like, it's like his own personal little rain cloud. Like he's just brooding and thinking about this storm, when really that's not the case anymore. That's left in his past, and it's just kind of like been written so firmly in the narrative that you can't get past it. But it's not the case anymore. So it is time to shed that cloak. It is time to release. All right, and the last one, heaven. You are meant to live in heaven. Hallelujah. Now, not later. Sometime after you, wait, blah, blah, blah. Now, not later. Sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head, or tear at your hair, or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. Oh, I love it. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. I totally could feel it. Alright, but yes, I love this. And I almost feel like this is kind of like the heart of the moment card. Like, not only do you return to the present, but then you also kind of see the best that it could be. Like, it's not just, life isn't just, oh, I guess this is what happens, like, this is how it's supposed to be. No, like, you really, and to me, this gives me a lot of Neptunian energy, that idealistic, like best fantasy world that we could possibly create. I'm getting a lot of that. So a bunch of different paths. So one about, being really present in the moment, seeing things as they are, exercising divine trust and just allowing things to happen versus trying to force them, shedding old restrictions and old limitations that, yes, did serve you at a time, but now just keep you isolated, and we're trying to open up again. And then, yes, literally like living your best life. There's no reason to think, oh, when I get older I'll have that, or, I just have to da-da-da and then I'll be happy. Like, no, you get to have that now. You get to have it now. Now, no, 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 now. Beautiful. So whichever one resonates with you, beautiful. Embrace it. Let's get our tarot spread for today. And I am using the Tarot Nuit tonight. One, because it's the deck that I had out, because I'm using it for the love readings, but also because of the fact I chose the Journey of Love. I like this deck because the images are very kind of romantic and fantastical. So who knows, maybe even Neptune was like, yeah, you can totally use these. Ooh, talked a lot about that card not too long ago. Oh, oh. Okay. No? Nope. Okay, I was like, are you falling or not? We got one. Well, let's see. Let's see if anything comes out. If not, we'll talk. Nope, there we go. We'll flip over. Nope, thought someone did. Alright. Let's talk about these for a moment. Interesting. Alright. Okay, so first card out. Queen of Swords. I always think of discernment, of cutting cords. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I always think of the queens as like mommy energy. They're very nurturing. There is a mommy quality to all of the queens, but how they nurture and how they guide you plays out through their suit. So the Queen of Swords she can be kind of cold, because swords is not an emotional suit. Very logical, very reasonable. This is the mom who wants to make sure you did your homework. Did you do it right? Did you learn it? Oh my God, you got in trouble. Why'd you do that? Okay, no, how are we going to do this better next time? Okay, like this is your strategy, mom. But there's also a level of discernment here. So this makes me think of the first card out. What is it? Heart of the Moment. Heart of the Moment. This is the mom who is going to look at things clearly and see through the illusion. Be like, no, this is what we're dealing with. So I think this is really getting you centered and focused on the task at hand, the situation at hand, and kind of pulling you back down to earth. Like, no, this is what we got to work with. You also have the Seven of Wands that came up in reverse. Seven of Wands, I always see as kind of being, let's say, independent. Like, it's like standing your ground, sticking to your guns. Like, even if you're opposed on every side and every angle, you're like, nope, this is what I believe in. This is how I'm going to do it. This is my stance. That's what I see when I look at the Seven of Wands. So this in reverse almost gives me this feeling that you're not acting like you're in control. You're following another's agenda, or you're allowing someone to define your agenda, which is not what we want to do. Which I think is where this Queen of Swords energy is coming in. It's trying to refocus you. Like, no, you're following someone else's plan. You have your own plan. What does that look like? I don't give a hoot about this other plan. Like, I want to talk about your plan specifically. And it's Seven of Pentacles. I talked about the Seven of Pentacles too when we got the where are you? Here you are. The Riding the Cosmic Wave. The time for work is done. You've put in the work. Now we're allowing. These two together, because they're both sevens. Very interesting. Like, very different energies, but in a way I almost feel like I almost feel like the Seven of Pentacles is a response to the Seven of Wands. like you're trying to follow someone else's agenda. Like someone gave you their input or is telling you, no, that's not how you do it. You do it this way. So it's conflicting with your agenda, because all you really need to do is lay back now. The work for your plan you've done already. Like you've already set all this up. You've tilled the soil. You've planted the seeds. So this listening to someone else's plan is kind of useless. I don't want to say it's not necessarily harmful, but it's a waste of your energy. You could be doing something for yourself with this. Like this energy is just being squandered, really, because you've done the work. Now you're just waiting for the seeds, to grow and the harvest to be ready for picking. That's really what's going on. And I say that even more because you have this Four of Wands after that, which is, it's a really strong foundation. It's a grateful, Thanksgiving type of energy. I always call it the Thanksgiving card. I don't completely know why, but I totally do. It's my Thanksgiving card because to me it's celebratory. It's traditional. It's like bringing people together. It's this gathering. There's a lot to be grateful for in this card. So I know the work has been done. I know the work has been done. And then you have the Two of Wands here as well, which is to me making a wish. So this is something we've planned. This is a wish we've set out into the universe. We clearly had, a strong intention for why we did this work, but now the work is done. We're in that allowing phase, We've done what we needed to do to manifest it. Now we're just waiting for it to come to us. Oh, we totally got this card earlier. Well, we didn't, but it came out in one of the readings. So Angel Nuit. So this is an exclusive card to this deck. I was talking about it in the Capricorn deck because I've never actually pulled it until the Capricorn reading today. This card, as I was describing it, is like the opposite of the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is about going into the dark to find the light. This is like saying the dark is almost over. So I think this Seven of Wands, this energy, we're getting ready to release. And I think it's because of this Queen of Swords. We're starting to see things as they are. Whatever outside agenda has been affecting us isn't going to affect us very much longer. We are going to see the light. Like even look at this Four of Wands, how she's like looking up at this beam. Like she sees the light. I feel like that's going to be us. So this, if you are kind of like having a struggle bus moment, and especially if it's because of an agenda that's not aligned with your own, do not let that worry you. I would say do not let that worry you, and also like start shifting your energy. Put your energy in your own passions, in your own work, in your own, whatever you desire for yourself. Stop following someone else's plan. I don't want this to be like this. I want you to turn it right back up so that you can stand in your power. But know that energy is over. And I think it's because you're going to see things clearly. Like, look at that, bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. So it's still a very receptive energy, but a very deep energy. Like, very, very deep. And very reflective. So I almost feel like you're going to be like, take this time to like look back, especially with this Neptune and Mercury aspect we have. Perfect time to think about, what it is you want your life to look like. That idealistic, fantastical Neptune energy, kind of governing not governing, but like influencing your thoughts. This is a great time to really go within and see what this emotional contentment looks like for you. So, because I think that will allow you to see a lot clearly, and you'll be able to reason your way why this was allowed to happen, and also why it needs to end to get you to this Four of Wands, as this kind of as it like fades out of your reality. Oh, I'm gonna make this video a little long because I feel like I still want some more cards. That is a lot, Spirit. We're gonna mix these back. Let's try that again. Like I normally like to try to cut these off after 20, so they're not crazy long, but I'm like, oh, someone flipped. Who is that? Oh, okay. So we had Five of Pentacles pop out, and then the one that flipped over inside the deck was the Two of Swords. So I do think a lot of us have been feeling left out, isolated, maybe singled out, maybe. That could totally be a thing. And we're at this point where we're debating, like, okay, do I stay in this? Do I hang out in this energy? Is this what it's going to look like? Is this what I signed up for? I can tell you right now, no one signs up for Five of Pentacles energy. That is not a thing. So this also, I think, is related to this Angel of Nuit moment, this ending of the darkness. So I feel like this is what we're coming out of. But a decision is going to need to be made. And I feel like this decision happens between these two sevens. This Seven of Wands into the Seven of Pentacles is when you make the decision, like, I'm going to give up on this other agenda. I'm going to move away from this BS. Because I've done the work on my own plan. I need to be in the flow of this. I need to be in alignment with this. What I've already laid the groundwork for, what I've already decided to make happen. Because the fact that we're staying with this Seven of Wands is why we feel like this. Because we've had dreams and plans that aligned with a completely different plan. So for us to, like, have set up for path A, but we're walking down path B right now, we feel out of place. Like, we don't feel like we fit, People are seeing us and, like, maybe treating us like, like, I don't want to say second class, but separate. Because they are, like, path B people, and we're a path A person. And we're like, okay, why? How? So it's like we're almost speaking a different language. But it's just because we're in a different place. And it's not that one is better or worse. They're just different. Alright. Oh, this was a lot. I'm not taking those. I'm going to take the first batch. Okay, what do we get? So, Two of Pentacles. So again, another choice. We go from the Two of Swords, where traditionally, it's kind of like not having all the information. Usually the person in the Two of Swords is blindfolded. These images don't really use tarot symbolism, but that's what the Two of Swords is. It's like not having all the information, so you're kind of stuck at a crossroads, not really sure which way is the best. Here with this Two of Pentacles, we're going to have to make a choice. And this card also has to do a little bit with flexibility. I don't think that means you're just going to bounce back and forth between path A and path B. That's not a thing. I feel this flexibility is about kind of letting go of this, like, attachment we have to the Seven of Wands, where we have to, like, be a little fluid so that we can kind of bend back into where we were. And then look at that, Two of Cups. So it could be meeting, making a soul connection down this path. Definitely could, because right after that, Ten of Cups. So something that's really in line with our happy ending, what we see for our romantic life, our well-being, our happily ever after. And look at that, the Judgment card. So this is your higher purpose. This is, spirit, divine, God, whatever you want to call it. This is, answering the call and hearing and being drawn to your purpose. So we truly are realigning. We just have to make that choice and shift out of that Seven of Wands energy. So I almost feel like a lot of us are going to take a really reflective moment. So like the people who felt resonation with the Cloak card, for sure. The Heart of the Moment card, even Riding the Wave, we talked about that too. Like, that's 3 out of the 4 cards I think are really connected to this choice. How you get there may be different. It probably will be different for all of us. But the key here are really these 3 cards. It's this soul connection, getting to our happily ever after, and really meeting our divine purpose. Big, big, big shift. I feel like a lot of us made the choice last year, like in 2018, we made the choice and we committed to what it is we wanted, or at least we figured out what it is we wanted, and maybe the right opportunities haven't come yet, so we've kind of had to stay in, second gear, doing what we need to survive. But it's kind of like the opportunities are coming. Like, you're gonna have to take that leap, and kind of trust that, okay, I'm gonna do this because it's what I asked for, it's what I want, this is part of my happiness. We're just gonna go with it. Trust, 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 trust. Especially if there's an opportunity aligned with what you feel your purpose is, what you're called and drawn to do. Alright? Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you as always for coming back and watching my dailies. It is for you, so I love it when you guys come back and enjoy it. I also love to hear from you guys, so thank you to the few that always leave comments. I appreciate it so much. I totally invite you and encourage you, if you have something to say, something to share, especially how it resonated for you, please drop me a comment down below. I love to start that dialogue with you guys. You can also DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. If you want to book a reading with me, my professional email is in the description box. Feel free to hit me up there. My prices are in there as well. And just thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. Fun place to be for dailies. And like I said earlier, the love readings for the signs for January are starting to roll out. I've got 3 of them up, and then we'll have some more the next coming days. So stay tuned for those, but definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when your sign comes up. And yes, I will let you guys go. Have an amazing day. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.